reel for later.
On 2 or 3 here to start out the game. And Beverly kicks to Harden. And DeRozan. Here we go. Shot. Misses. Good work defensively by Jones. Here's Beverly. Right now averaging 7 points a game. And the basket good. Beverly's got his second bucket of the night.
You know, size-wise, this is not a great one-on-one matchup for him, but he got that shot to go.
But you wouldn't know it by how he finished. That's a nice hoop there.
Now here's King. He's coming off a 28-point game against the Lakers. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. To be commended, Clark, for rebuilding this team without tearing it down to the studs or tanking, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. I mean, they've improved dramatically. This is a team that's held a winning record in the West now for 8 straight seasons. That's pretty impressive.
It is. And that one's good. Beverly. For the Houston Rockets, they won their last contest in that game against the Washington Wizards.
And if you look at their numbers in that game, what jumps out most is the balance offense. They really spread the wealth.
And they were on fire in all areas. That was a very satisfying road win.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, Kevin McHale had a few moments for me. And he said a big factor in this game will be how well they're able to handle Kyle Lowry. He admitted being a fan of his game, saying he's a tough athletic guard who really competes. Defense, rebounding, attack the paint, he'll take it to you. We've got to be ready to match his motor and his aggression. Kevin, are they up to it?
Thanks again, Doris. Dwight Howard joining a great lineage, Steve, of Houston Rocket big men over the years. Malone, Hakeem Olajuwon, to Yao Ming. I mean, what a litany of wonderful players in the history of that franchise.
Yeah, there was that great photo at the press conference a couple of years back when Dwight signed with Houston. The photo included a lot of those former Rocket big men. And I think it's a good fit. He seems to be very comfortable in Houston. And he's part of what is a really good young club.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Lowry passes to King. That's good. King's got 8 points.
That's his 4th straight make right out the chute. He's setting a pretty high standard for himself here.
That's the kind of start you want every game, but of course you rarely get it.
And the Rockets hiring Hakeem Olajuwon to work with Dwight on his moves. Between the Dream and Kevin McHale, that's a wealth of post-scoring expertise for Howard to draw upon. But again, those two guys did it at a Hall of Fame level. Dwight has that potential, but will he put in the work necessary to grow into that type of low post score?
Here's Johnson following the basket by Dwight Howard. Beverly dishes to Smith. Misses from close range. Raptors trail by 3.
And Kevin McHale has worked with Dwight on trying to stay low and exploit his quickness advantage, beat his defender to the spot, and then power through for the finish.
And that one's good. 10 points for lights out.
I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really good ball movement out there.
Yeah, well, 10 of their last 12 points have come off of assists.
A new group in now for the Raptors. Johnson, he's checked in for Patterson. Terrence Ross comes in for King. Lou Williams is checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. Houston with a big group substitution here. With a whole new group. Houston with a big group substitution here. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Terrence Jones. Smith comes in for McDaniels. James Harden, he's checked in for Pablo Pregioni. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Jason Terry. So on the floor for Houston, Beverly and Harden man the backcourt. Howard is out there with Maniunas, and it's Smith in at the small forward position.
And yeah, they're moving the ball now. 8 of their last 10 points coming off assisted buckets.
Steve, nothing makes a coach smile as much as pure, selfless teamwork.
And here's Beverly. He's got 6. Harden the pass to Howard. Shot clock at 6. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. And while there's a break, here's a collection of the shooting guards that have made an impact with their passing this season. The leading assist men among 2 guards. James Harden, number 1.
And with his skill as a distributor, he'd probably be just as comfortable at the point guard position as he is at his own spot if they had to put him there.
Well, sometimes that need does arise, Steve, so they just plug him into that spot here and there. Certainly gives them some flexibility having him around.
And here we go. Smith kicks to Beverly. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Let's see some of the numbers here on Patrick Beverly. He's been having a nice year. 10th in assists. And defensively, he's been really good. He ranks in the top 20 in the league in steals.
And, you know, looking again, Steve, at his place among the top 10 assist men, he's been providing a lot of room service dimes to his teammates, and I hope they appreciate it.
Raptors in the city of Toronto is out to host the All-Star Game in 2016. Toronto has already contributed $500,000 to help host the event.
Well, you know, the city is one of the great cities in the world.
It is.
And they're excited. That city's excited to showcase itself as an entertainment destination. And for the NBA, a chance to make further inroads in the hockey-obsessed country of Canada.
And along with the All-Star Game, the Raptors looking forward to a rebrand next season. New colors. They'd considered blue and white like the short-lived professional team, the Toronto Huskies. Black and gold, another direction.
And the Raptors certainly influenced by the Nets, who rebranded themselves in the move from New Jersey to Brooklyn. They went from dead last in the league in merchandise sales to top 5. That's a heck of a turnaround.
James Harden with the most famous beard in the NBA. In fact, he leaves his barber in charge of trimming it, so you can give him all the credit, or maybe the blame, depending on how you look at it.
And both free throws good for James Harden. In Harden, a relatively quiet demeanor. Some have even said moody, but clearly he's embraced his new leading role in Houston.
And he said as much himself. He looks at the Rockets as his team, and you can see it in his demeanor on the court. With that leadership comes responsibility, and I think he's ready to continue to step into that.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Hi, guys. Lights out, and their last game against the Lakers was just phenomenal. He ended with 28 points, and there weren't too many shots that didn't fall for him. Really efficient night from the field. It was a breakout game for the rookie who turned a lot of heads by putting up numbers like that. Who knows where he can go from here? We can't wait to see where. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you. It really was a stunning performance, Clark. He was at his absolute best in this game.
Yeah, and the only thing about having a game like that, Kevin, is that it's almost impossible to duplicate it here tonight.
Well, but nobody's expecting that, Clark, and they don't need him to do that. If he's even half as good as he was that night, it should be enough.
Patterson with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Lowry from outside, and he gets it to go. And the Raptors lead by 5.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, if you just looked at assist as the measuring stick, they've been by far the better team.
Let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Kevin McHale coaching his team during that break. He told them to be looking to getting slowed down in half-court sets. He wants the fast break to be a major weapon. He told them also they should be swarming to the basket at the offensive end. He wants a lot of bodies inside. So, Kevin, changes already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
Thanks again, Doris. Raptors leading by 3. He feeds it to Patterson. He kicks it to Valanciunas. Back to Patterson. Raptors moving the ball around. It's hauled in by Beverly.
Not sure what he was thinking there, because that was not a good shot.
Yeah, it would help if he was actually capable of making it. Stay in your range.
And it's Houston with another. Toronto's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Out to the right wing. Back to King. Shot. High post. Misses off the left iron.
In this quarter, he's really been off the mark. He just looks a little bit unsettled.
Beverly dishes to Howard. Harden the pass to Smith. Here's Howard. And that misses. That would have put him up. Raptors with the lead. Patterson setting the pick for Lowry. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
That's his first personal foul.
For Toronto, they have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight.
2 shots.
No good on the free throw. A new group in now for the Raptors. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter.
Josh, you guys seemed in...
All right, listen up, everybody. The second half doesn't have to be as close as the first if we pay attention to a couple of things. Our passing has been very precise. I'll give you guys a lot of credit for that. We've been extremely smart with the ball, basically haven't given them any gifts whatsoever. But we've shot the ball.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half. Lights out.
Seemed like he made everything he got. I mean, anytime he had an open look, he took advantage of the opportunity there in that first half.
And Steve, they were all good looks. I mean, his shot selection has been terrific throughout the game.
Toronto with the ball. They lead by 4. They've got the Timberwolves ahead of them next in Minneapolis. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's King at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Here is Harden.
Toronto, Canada, the home for the NBA All-Star game next season. And, we know how global the NBA is. A lot of excitement and anticipation here in the T-Dot for a celebration of basketball.
King with the steal. Here we go, all alone. Up the floor. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Now Patterson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. The wide open look here for DeRozan. No good with the triple. Rockets trail by 6. Beverly dishes to Harden. Passes it to Beverly. In low to Howard. Tries from 10. The shot is good off the backboard. Howard's got 11 points.
And I really like the set they ran there.
Toronto leading by 4. Now the pass to King. Back to Lowry. Releases. And again it will fall. Basket good there from King. King's got 4 this quarter.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
Smith with a screen on DeRozan. Harden outside. Into Smith. And now let's have a look at the teams that have had the quickest hands in the NBA during the past month. In second, the Rockets.
Yeah, what a month they've had defensively. They really get after it at that end of the floor.
So far in the game, he's 0 of 2 at the line. Free throw drop for Smith. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
The Rockets, of course, at the forefront or vanguard as far as advanced analytics go. Some in the NBA have scoffed, but hey, they're doing something right.
And as you guys know, the Rockets at the forefront technology-wise, too. You see coaches with electronic tablets.
Well, they installed flat-screen monitors in the locker room, highlighting stats and videos for players. So, you know, they're trying to close the loop and create that line of communication between the numbers crunchers and the players themselves.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
DeMar DeRozan is starting to piece it together. I mean, we see him up in his scoring average. He's shooting it better. He's passing the ball with more confidence. I think they've got to be pleased with his progress.
And guys, when you look at DeRozan, where can he take the next step?
Well, he has the physical tools to be an elite perimeter defender. He's made strides, definitely, but you know, he has the potential, I think, to be even better than what he is right now.
You know, it's been a bad day for them at the line today as a whole, and far too often, that's the case for this team.
And he can't hit the second.
You know, not really a significant margin in terms of them rebounding, but enough to get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, it's helping them get the lead, and if they can continue to rebound like this, I think they're going to be in pretty good shape.
King, the pass to Patterson. Back to King. 5 to shoot. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Well, he's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Here's Howard. To get it again.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Shoots a night.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
Howard in the post. Valanciunas is there. Howard's shot is good.
His shooting has been so good today. He may have to take it upon himself to try to get his club out of this hole.
Lowry dishes to Patterson. Back to Lowry. King right side. 3-pointer. And it's James Harden with the rebound. Harden's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Now the dish to Howard. Pass to Beverly. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here.
In a moment to check out Patrick Patterson here. How the last month of basketball was for him. Averaging about 3 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And the numbers might not reflect it, but the effort's really been there for him. He's going to get rewarded soon enough if he keeps getting after it like he has been.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Steve. He's been unlucky not to have filled up the stat sheet more because his play has really been solid.
Here's Howard. And it's Toronto with the rebound. DeRozan's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
Good rebound there, but overall, they're getting outworked on the glass.
Steve, I think that's what you'd expect, seeing what the score is.
Patterson passes to Valanciunas. Out to DeRozan. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. DeRozan's got the lead up to 8 now for the Raptors.
What an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender, giving up so much size, there's no way he's going to get a hand on him.
Beverly with the ball. Lowry picks him up. Howard setting the pick for Harden. In low to Howard. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Boy, a pick was set at the perfect angle on the floor, and he used it nicely.
Well, that's a play we may see from them a few more times.
Why not? I mean, when it works, you go back to it. Make them stop you.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And 1:01 left here in the third quarter. Howard with a screen on DeRozan. Smith for three. And it's Smith again missing. And there's a whistle. That goes on Terrence Jones. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's the way to work on D.
.15 seconds left to play here in the third. And Prigioni kicks to Terry. He dishes it to Howard. Off target with the jump hook. Here's Williams. Off target. And we've reached the end of the third. The Raptors out in front. They're up by 6. And time for...
We get closer and closer to the playoffs. Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors take on Nikola Pekovic.
Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
How about the creativity, guys? Terrific vision to pick out, set up the basket.
Some serious creativity. Rockets trail by 6. And so in the game for the Rockets. They've got Pablo Prigioni. Montiunas out there with Howard. And there's Terry. And it's McDaniels in at the 3, the small forward. And the basket good. McDaniels got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Rockets. Toronto leading by 4. Outside Williams. Pass to King. Off target from outside. Rockets shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. Here's Prigioni. No good. King's got 20.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
It sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
Prigioni dishes to Terry. Here's McDaniels. Plenty of space. And he swishes it right through. McDaniels got 4 points in the quarter. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
Yeah, Steve and Kevin, you guys got to love this teamwork. I mean, everybody's involved and engaged. It's just a thing of beauty to watch.
Yeah, sure is. And when all 5 guys, Clark, are threats to score, that makes it so tough on the defense. Because now you can't account for everybody when the ball's moving so quickly.
Rockets foul.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Toronto.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
And they're also really getting out in transition and scoring some hoops in the fast break tonight.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Valanciunas is checked in for Johnson. DeRozan comes in for Terrence Ross. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Lou Williams.
Well, you look at Amir Johnson's offensive game, certainly a fit for today's NBA. Not really a huge post-up game repertoire, but he gets off the floor, runs the court, finishes around the rim, and he's able to spread the floor because he's a good jump shooter.
A jump hook. With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Howard. For Toronto, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Now here is Lowry. King outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got his 7th assist here tonight. Rockets trail by 8. Howard with a screen on Lowry. It's Harden with the drive. Dishes to Beverly. Back to Harden. Clock at 6. Lets it go with a 3. Goes back up. And it's Howard laying it in. Howard's got 19 points.
And another great offensive rebound and put back for him. This is the second game in a row where he's just dominated the paint.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Johnson in the corner. To the wing on the left. Lowry passes to Valanciunas. Outside for Lowry. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Now they're not showing too much respect for him defensively, are they?
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Raptors. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Kevin McHale address his team. We've put ourselves in the corner, and now we've got to fight our way out. Show me what you have. Let's see if we've got what it takes, guys.
Here's Harden. Can't get it to go. And Toronto will go the other way with it. DeRozan passes to King. Feeds to Patterson. On the wing, DeRozan. Shoots from the baseline. That's good on the jump shot. And it's an 11-point Raptor lead.
Well, it's kind of been the story here today, hasn't it, Clark?
The Rockets have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Howard with this screen on DeRozan. Here's Beverly. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 5 assists in the game.
And that's why teams emphasize the use of screens and picks, just to get you some open looks like that one.
And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. Here's King. And again, Toronto with the triple.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
Yeah, and unless they make some rotations and closeouts defensively, there's more to come, Clark.
The 3 from Harden. The putback. And Howard with the stuff.
That's how to make your mark on the board, with an emphatic finish.
Oh, Clark, he was savage on that second opportunity.
Yeah, those are the types of possessions that are really demoralizing for a defense, guys.
Here's King. Nice spin off the left rim and in. King's got the lead up to 11 now for the Raptors.
The more touches he gets, the more this lead will grow. He has just been unconscious this quarter.
Smith on the wing. And Beverly kicks to Harden. Cranes the three-pointer.
You know, even though he doesn't really have the long-range ability on a consistent level, he can knock down some open ones.
Toronto leading by 8. Outside Lowry. Back to DeRozan. Lowry dishes to Patterson. Toronto working the ball around now. And DeRozan throws it down.
So it looks like just playing the last bit of this game out in what should be a nice win here for the Raptors.
Steve, I agree. You know, I think the attitude was very interesting. Clark, you talked about this before the game. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. They put a tremendous performance in terms of effort and intensity, and they deserve to win this.
Will give them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-gamer.
Yeah, Steve. Don't mean a lot to them just the same, though. Anytime you go undefeated against an opponent,
lights out. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do anything, really, to stop him.
Patterson passes to Valanciunas. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Just look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
Smith on the wing. Fires from the corner. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
He slipped into quite a funk here, Clark.
I think that's a good word to describe it. I mean, the basket is looking awfully small to him at the moment.
No good from King. Houston's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Smith with it. Now Valanciunas defending. Smith missing again. And here is King. And there's the feed to Patterson. Back to King. Misses off the right eye. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Steve, and Doris, and the rest of